Hey guys, we're back with the letter, and this could be the finale. Well, until we do the other endings, which I plan to do at least 2. Depends on, how everything goes, but anyway. This could be the finale of the first round. And I want to say it could be, but at the same time, there's so much more in the branching tree, and it's not responding. Like, we're only this far. So anyway, they found Marianne in the foyer. Luke's gonna go say hi. Things really do seem like you're looking up, however. Why should there be anything to worry about? Except for this power outage, of course. It's not like something Shokin can't fix. Light will be back in a few. Besides, though it's dark, the large windows of the foyer illuminate the area much more easily than any of the other rooms. It's the smallest of blessings I can ever ask for. He hopes that I can go to bed after this little talk without further incident. Though from how Mint looks, it appears this won't just be a little talk. She's acting jittery, for lack of a better word. Hugging her arms close to her, looking wildly around the room as if something might jump at her at any given time. I mean, why hasn't she just left yet? Wait, did she say she'd wait for Ashton? I forget. Feel for her in that regard. More than once I felt the need to bolt out of this place lately. Though it's mostly because of the people going to my home, unannounced. Bloody trespasses. So you're wrong with these people. All the problems in her does melt away to your leave, when she hears my footsteps and sees me approach. It's flattering is that kind of expression to come from the beautiful woman like her with questions. Are we gonna get the... I know there's a Luke x Marianne ending. Please tell me we're not gonna get that ending by default because... this. Might have found the situation funny, but there's lashings of questions she needs to answer. No doubt she's a smart woman. She won't end up locked up in a wine cellar due to some dumb accident. She has no reason to go there in the night of the housewarming party. It's not even part of her job.
That's right, my love.
Ignore that. She must have a motive.
Make them pay.
And it better be a good one.
For all the wrong made to us.
Friend or not, a bullet to the head is the least she deserves for being part of this nightmare.
Mr. Wright, I am so glad you...
Oh, Mint. I heard you spent quite some time in my wine cellar.
It's not what you're... it was an accident. The afternoon of the housewarming party, I was...
If you wanted to swim in some booze, you could have just asked. Hell, I would have taken you somewhere nicer myself.
It's not liquor I went there for, Mr. Wright. I swear! In the wine cellar, there was...
Thunder crackles once more, cutting her out! This time, it hits close enough that it nearly feels as if the windows and the ground itself are rumbling. Can ghosts control the weather? All is deathly still for a moment. When it passes, however, and I turn back to Mint, she looks like she's seen a ghost. All of a sudden, she starts blubbering incoherently. Covering her ears with her hands, her fingers grasping at her hand, pulling at the locks, and whispering prayers to herself. I know being trapped, alone in the dark, is a trying experience. There's a derogatory term Luke used earlier. I think that's a shortening of it, because I can't remember the term, but it started with a W. Those, let's just say people, in case that is a derogatory term, and YouTube and the comment section will ban me. I mean, it's not like anyone's actually watching this video, so nobody would actually know, but it's still. I've done that to me in the past to keep me away whenever they heard Mom and they decided to fight back. But this?
Lorraine! Oh, Lorraine! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We were young. We should not have...
Oh, is Eva Beatrice here?
But it's done. It's done. She should be free now. Free from her. Free from that place. Oh.
Oh, oops. Oh, that's the light. Okay. Wait, is that the chandelier, or... And it doesn't end there. Repeatedly, she talks about the same thing at varying frequency. Something about a Lorraine, reporting of teenagers murdered in the letter. Ghosts as if they're more than just stories, and I can't find it in me to take her seriously. It's hard to keep track as it is, but when you're spluttering and hyperventilating, without going on a wild goose chase, or a wild ghost chase, as it were. If I didn't know any better, I'd say she's having a nervous breakdown. Freak! It's the last thing I want to deal with at the moment. Along with every bloody freaking thing.
Look, you've been stuck in the dark for days, most likely. We can get you some food, something warm to drink, and we can all go the fuck to bed and sleep this nightmare off. Bloody hell, Mint. There's no such thing as ghosts.
Luke! You jinxed it!
Come, we'll get you someplace.
And I mean, what about, you saw the ghost, you saw the flashback, you saw the whispering. Well, you heard the whispering. Short of my foot taking on the first step towards her, a noise to my left distracts me. Briefly halts my movements, while curiosity takes over every murmurs in my head. It's a good thing, perhaps, that I did. As soon as I look up, I see him. The detective. Just as he's about to jump down from furniture that has somehow added a pile blocking the door to the parlor. What happened there? Did you really think getting out of this house will be that easy?
Teach him, my lord. Put him in his place.
My hand's already moving before any action can stop me. Fingers firm at my gun when I finally release the safety from it and take aim. I mean, you could just aim at, him. Not at him, but at Mint. Because if anything, I know his kind follows some kind of moral standard. You won't let an innocent be harmed. Finger on the trigger more than itching me to shoot, but I hold back. Sure, I could have simply taken aim at him. But more than seeing him bleed, I want to see the expression on his face once he realizes everything he's doing is futile. He's trapped. Life's in my hands. His life's in my hand. Well, you're not as incompetent as I thought.
Had I known there would be a party in my own home tonight, I would have opened a bloody bottle or two. People these days, in my own home. Can you believe it? I feel so left out.
You can tell the exact moment the realization dawns on him. A short second of his body freezing and blood draining from his face. As soon as his feet hits the floor and he looks up. He's already a prey trapped by his own recklessness. How pathetic.
Anyway, where were we, Mint? We were talking about the cellar, right? What about it? Bloody hell, I need a fucking drink.
I think if anyone needs a drink here, Mr. Wright, that'd be me.
If you've been camping down here for who knows how long, I'm sure you've already taken enough alcohol from me, McCullough.
He called her by her name in the voice acting!
With the nonsense you've been spouting, I bet you want to go back, huh?
I was telling the truth. Something's in this place. Something that brought us that letter. Oh, dear God, please don't let her get me. Don't let her get me. I still have so much left to live for. I want to get married. I want to have a daughter.
Death flag.
Adopt one if I have to. And call her Mariko. Please, please, please.
Shouldn't that be Mariko? And that sounds like Mario.
Sheesh, McCullough, don't tell me you're still drunk off my wine. I know you potato munchers can handle it, but have a little self-control.
No, you have to believe me. You have to get out of here.
Look, you're obviously still delirious.
Don't worry. I always consider pressing lighter charges for the
Bonus points, since you did good work with the house. Can't say the same for Feathers here, though. But really now, I swear the people of this city need to be taught the meaning of privacy.
Privacy.
This is how you want to start the week. Why don't we just go with a bloody massacre if we want to surprise people in their homes, huh?
It's just a passing remark, of course. Not simple enough to do something that'll bring negative attention to myself. Reputation and all that. Can't just risk it. Instead of having 2 dead bodies here, one that I'm not even responsible for, it's already quite too much. It'll literally be overkill, especially for someone like me. Nevertheless, stroke or not, Little Pig wastes no time drawing his own gun at the slight wave of my own. Even if he knows it's already too late. Still, he glares at me. Still, he bites back.
Now, little pig. Manners. You're in no position to be pointing that gun at people.
There's no desperation in it that I'm hoping. Just an annoyance flickering shortly before being hidden underneath a challenge. The likes of him are the kind of people I hate the most. Even with their failures already glaring down at them, bucking every worthless move they make, they have the impudence to stare at people in the eye.
Why don't you put yours down first, and then we'll talk about manners.
Oh, he talks back. The gall! You know, your kind pisses me off so much.
Annoying most of the time, like a dang pest you can't get rid of. But to some degree it is commendable. I'll give him that. After all, we're almost the same in that regard. Almost. Still the better person, of course. Was it Luke or Ashton thinking that they were... It was Luke earlier at the police station, right? Bloody peasants. Even knowing that, can never seem to figure out how their minds fully work. Or was Ashton the one ever dead? Take this one, for example. Despite the pride brewing in him, Harry matches my glare with one of his own, simply lowers his pistol after a long second. Non-surrender. The tense set on his shoulders tells me as much. The closest he can get to lowering his own ego, in favor of something I can't quite place. Interesting. Gotta admit, I'm almost disappointed.
As you should be, my
I'm expecting him to hold until one of us shoots the other. I can't say it'll be more exciting that way. Bullet inside any part of my body isn't something I'd like to have on a bad day like today. Or any day, for that matter. But it'll surely be predictable, though. And I like predictable. They're the kinds of people who are the easiest to deal with, no matter the situation. Why? What's with his hand? Like, that shooty as heck. With them, there's no second guessing what they'll do. He shoots, I shoot. One of us dies, the other walks away. Nothing complicated. Nothing requiring much brain power. Just muscle memory and who's the better shooter. End of story. And here he is, dragging a deep breath in and setting aside the only thing protecting him. I can easily shoot him this way. Be done with the whole farce of the conversation. Instead, I find myself listening. A concession. For a person who, in another life, would have also become the person I am today, if the circumstances allowed it. Dang shame. We might have gotten along.
Listen, right. I need you to...
But alas...
You broke into my house, and somehow, you expect me to listen like a good little boy. Are you a bit touched in the head, Feathers? I'm not the one breaking laws here.
Look here, fucker. If I wanted you dead, I could have done it so many
Look
times
here,
already.
freaker.
In fact, I can easily shoot you down right here, right now, and you won't be able to do a damn thing, even with that gun.
Meeting of two prideful blokes will never go well, whichever lifetime it is. You can only laugh at his audacity, his lack of shame, and fear even facing the business end of my pistol.
You know what I'm thinking right now? In another lifetime, we would have probably gotten along well.
The best truth I can offer him. Not many people, so if slighted me in particular, live this long to see it.
And he should be grateful. You're already gracious enough, allowing him to stand in your presence like this.
Yes, especially when he has a lot to answer. Preferably right now, because as generous as I have been so far, my patience has its limits. My amusement can only last for so long. 2 steps and I'm standing in front of him, grabbing him by the collar and resting the cold muzzle of the eagle against his temple. Be careful! He can dodge! Dodge. You'll end up on a pretty smear on the wall this close.
Teach this loud a lesson.
Hey, can you stop whispering?
What is it that you people really want with me? This is the 3rd time this week, and I'm really getting weary of this little game. One last time. Are you with the NCA or are you a hitman? Which one is it, little pig? Mind you, my arm's getting tired. Better answer quick if you don't want to beat the business end of this gun.
Hey, your arm's getting tired, why don't you just put it down? And he knows it. Of course he does. He's a trained officer, isn't he? Not many bother to be as cautious as him. One glimpse at my handgun safety earlier is all it took for him to see I mean business. Similar. Too similar. They're too alike in so many ways it's funny. Down to the fact that he doesn't even flinch, no matter how heavy the threats of my words are. Even knowing how one flick of my finger on the trigger will be enough to end his sorry life. He should have caved in by now, started begging, so many others before him. Instead he throws more... vitriol? Adding more kindling to a fire.
I'm not with NCA. I'm just here to help. There's something else in this house, and we're all in danger. You have to believe me, right? You need to let us go. You need to get out of here before it's too late.
Ghost, can you stop messing with my door?
If you want to keep your sorry ass alive, you'll listen to people with more brain cells than you.
Igniting it further that I can't help but return it to him with equal fervor.
We don't need it, my love.
Why, you insolent!
We both decide to move in that moment, both our bodies tensing, each of us racing to get ahead of the other. However, before we can even get a head start, a voice unexpectedly rings above the chaos about outside. All at once, everything falls away into the background. All that matters is her.
Hannah?
Oh, Luke, darling, my love. What do you think you're doing out here this late?
That woman that stands there is the one that I married, love of my life. So why is it the look that she gives me now makes me feel so revolted? Makes it so that there's just a general sense of wrongness in the way that she smiles at me.
Hannah! Oh, thank goodness, it's just you. Oh, you gave me quite the fright. We've been looking all over for you.
Saying this makes my tongue feel heavy. So used to lying, to putting on a face. This just feels so wrong. Such a small lie, yet a big one at that. To be afraid of the sight of my own wife for no apparent reason is illogical, yet her mere presence has been disturbing. From her suddenly devoted and nearly dependent nature, her obsession and possessiveness to her strange way of speaking, something has been wrong with Hannah as of late. I don't want to admit it, but it was almost as if she turned into another person overnight. Looking up at her now only seems to solidify this. It's almost as if I can't recognize my own wife.
Fetch me, whatever for, my prince.
Look, that doesn't matter right now. You need to get out of this house right now, alright? Stay in the penthouse for a while.
Leave our home? What if I wish to stay?
It's not safe here, darling. Now is not the time to explain. Just listen to me. Okay, Buttercup?
I hold out my hand to her, in the hopes that she won't ask any more questions. Shove away the ill thoughts I have about her, about how this is not the wife I married. People change, and now is not the time to have any sort of existential crisis about it. Her safety is priority right now, and I'll feel better about all this as long as I can have her by my side. But she barely budges from her place atop the stairs, let alone take my hand. The way she looks at me just sends chills down my spine.
Why should I? Is something the matter? What about you? Are you not coming with?
Do not touch her. What was I supposed to say? Where do I even start? Maybe just confess that there's some crazy lady roaming around, and I'd really like it if we just stayed safe.
You just need to leave for a while so I can let security sweep the place. And someone has to be there, yes? To supervise and all. That'll be my job, Buttercup.
Still, nothing. She doesn't move from where she stands, still with that amused grin on her face, as if this is all just somewhat a funny joke and she's the only one who can see the punchline.
But I do not wish to leave. And you should not either. You've just arrived, my prince. This is your home. Our home. Would you really allow others to drive us away from it?
Be that as it may, it is dangerous here right now, and I'd rather have you safe than, I don't know, comfortable or whatever argument you wish to bring up. This is ridiculous, Hana. We shouldn't be discussing this. You need to leave now. Let me handle things here, Buttercup.
The man in the yellow hat. It's sudden that her expression turns absolutely horrific, and everything turns to complete and utter stuff. Stoof. I have to go through a lot of pages. This should be the final one, right? Although baffled and disturbed by Hannah's odd behavior, Luke tried to urge Hannah to leave. She flatly refused, and when Luke angrily insisted, it was then the whole house shifted before his eyes. I imagine everyone is in the CG if everyone's alive. I can't imagine them leaving out a protagonist for the climax. Hannah's body shudders and shakes, as if she's about to have a seizure, and her visage ripples and changes. Golden yellow hairs slowly stained with inky black. And her face melts into that of the woman, the maid from before, with a menacing expression on her face. Along with it is the shifting of the very ground we stand on. It's a slow thing, whisper more than a bang as the darkness creeps into every corner of the room. The walls shudder and groan. Blood runs from the ceiling, crawls down the walls, and stains the floor. It feels as if life itself is being sucked from the house slowly but surely. The beauty of the place is gone, with only the dead, decaying remains of the mansion left in its wake. I don't have to wonder if it's just the horror that's become this nightmarish place. I can already hear it. Gone are the growling of thunder and the lashings of rain, and wind against the foyer's high windows. All of it has been replaced by a mere grating sound. A cacophony of voices from nowhere and everywhere, echoing throughout the now horrid walls. Voice that neither belongs to us nor the people who live here.
What's going on?
Help! Please!
All throughout the house, shouts of alarm and surprise ring out, a mirror to the horror creeping up in each of us. Who wouldn't be shocked? This is insane. I wonder if Ashton's dead. Do you think his body's just on the ground? Because, I mean, he would have died. I imagine Luke would have shot him. That's probably... I mean, he tries to disarm him, Luke shoots. That's most likely this value. And do you think he's just dead on the ground over there? Meanwhile, Feathers holds his ground. Brave of him, I have to admit. Not under the first sign of danger. But it doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't feel the same fear as the rest of us. Not sure how he can even keep himself together. But I suppose that's more of his training at work. Not that he has any other choice in this. There seems to be no end in sight to this insanity. If anything, this only feels like it's the beginning of the end.
Help me! Oh my god! Please, somebody! Anybody! Who are you? Stay away!
No. Stay away! Stay away!
I'm not afraid of you, you spook!
It's Rebecca!
This is one Scotswoman. You aren't getting into an early grave without a fight!
No! She's here! You've gotta let me out!
Exactly!
She's gonna kill me! Someone! She's...
Ashton! His expression should change.
We're all in danger! I thought you were my friends! Why don't you believe me?
Is that like a very high-pitched Isabella? The screams fill the mansion. She laughs all the while, a harsh agonizing sound that goes on for what feels like forever. Till there's nothing but silence. Or a worried smile, pale hands reaching out to me. Calling. Beckoning. Wonder if... Is there a QTE? Oh. We're... No, we're not stopping there! We're going on a ride! Group! And it keeps going. I mean, I could just drag the thing. Oh, okay. How is there so much branching? What branches? Did we just skip to the end? Oh, maybe that's like the true ending, and we, you know, that makes sense. I imagine there's more to the true ending. So, I guess. We skipped a lot. Beckoning, pleading. I'm terrified. I really am, like I should be. I've never been one to truly stay afraid. Long learned that fear will not get me anywhere. Cowering in a corner doesn't keep me safe, and it will not keep me alive, like rage does. Learn to use this burning hate inside of me to survive. There's no difference now.
Stay away from me!
Why do you wish to leave?
Is the volume?
This is where you belong, my lord.
Feels loud.
Remember the blood we share. This is your home. Don't you remember? You promised to return, to stay.
Did I?
Together with me, with us, with people no different from you.
Don't listen to her, she lies. I promised no such thing to anyone.
Yeah, guys, don't think I'm a liar. I'm not. I'm just a killer.
We bought this house weeks ago. How should I know what she's babbling about? I never even wanted to be here in the first place.
Terrible case of mistaken identity. That must be it. Quite sure of it. I don't know this woman, this monster. Why would I say that to someone like her? My entire lifetime, I've only made and kept sincere promises to a mere two people. Hannah Evans and Eleanor Chandler. No one else. The rest of these who claim I promised anything to them can go freak themselves. Bloody heck, I may enjoy the company of a woman, but I'm not an idiot to start spouting such nonsense to anyone. The line must be drawn, especially if I'm trying to keep myself alive. And she still goes on, insists, making me appear a liar in front of these people.
Of course you still deny it. Have you truly forgotten? You haven't changed, I see. Still a deceiver.
She's lying!
You see, my love.
You can just yawn.
Nothing has changed.
Like, don't go friend door, go through the cellar. That's
Still no difference, you and I.
how Rebecca died, so I mean, it's sure to work this time.
Just like the rest of us. Just like every single soul in this putrid wreck.
Like, if you're trying to go through the front door, a pillar falls down and falls on you.
We've waited for so
And then the
long.
chandelier falls.
You can hear them, yes. Their pleas, their calls, their invitation. Come, my lord. The house seeks its master.
The monster reaches out again. Hands a gory, aberrant sight. Look with that smile spread across her face. Her body's already moving on instinct. Stumbling back, one step at a time in a desperate bid to be away from her. Anything to put distance between me and this vile creature. No matter what she says, I'm nothing like her. Need to get out of this house. Out of this country, preferably. There's nothing for me here. Not anymore. Nothing to keep tied to this place. With Hannah beyond saving, no longer the same woman I knew, the choke likely taken by this woman, nothing's left to bind me to this— Wait! No! George! No! Nothing's left to bind me to this wretched city. I can leave. My footsteps on something, sending me sliding on my back and flat on the floor. Send me a paper. Familiar one. It flutters down. Is it the letter? It's this thing again, from the open house. It feels like a gimmick and more like a threat. Well, with recent events, less like a gimmick. Must have fallen from one of these peasants with the commotion earlier. For a moment, they appear conflicted to see it in my hands, but wisely keep their opinions to themselves. Leaving the dang thing to simply bear its grisly message for everyone in the room to see. Help me. Help me. Help me. Is this it? What have they been telling us? Why everything in my life has gone to stoof? Because of some stupid old letter? Invitation indeed. One I am not willing to accept. Not at any time. From the top of the stairs, this creature moves again, drawing my attention back to her. Her gait remains slow and awkward as she walks forward, the smile never leaving her. But I won't give her the chance. I'm not dying here. Certainly, I'm not giving myself to a hideous creature like her either. Adrenaline kicks in, and despite panic gasps and worried glances from the other people here, pay them no mind as I reach for the main door, and, without warning, it slams open, feeling not the branching grounds like I'm expecting. Before my mind can even comprehend what's happening, black tendrils already coiled tightly around my limbs, dragging every person in the foyer into the room. None of us can even scream, when darkness completely envelops us upon the doors closing.
Understand where your place is now, my love.
Wait, do we get like a bad ending?
You belong here.
Wait, no.
Is it so difficult to grasp? We've been waiting.
There's a moment of panic when the feeling of the tendrils around my limbs finally dissipates. As soon as my eyes adjust to the darkness of the room and I'm on my feet, reaching for my knife and holding it out, watching, waiting for every movement. Using it as a way to put distance between me and these peasants. Who knows what they'll do now? We're all desperate to get out of this house. There's only 4 of us in this room. Though Mint has already gone loon, crouched in a corner and muttering to herself, who's the 4th, the ghost or Johannes? Can't really say anyone's safe from her. If anything, she's the one I should watch out for. Cannot trust these people not to turn on me. Cannot trust anyone. Not anymore. Not after this. Everything I've felt has fallen apart.
You! All of you! This is all your fault!
It's the ghost's fault!
If I'm dying to this bloody case, I'm taking you all down with me!
Oh, look, he's crying. Nario, please stop crying. I don't think that's me. I think that's Mars.
Calm down, right? The situation's already bad. You're just making it worse.
Or is that St. George?
You shut your mouth! If it weren't for you, or this letter, for all of you,
Caesar?
none of this would have happened! Anna would still be!
Suddenly, Mint steps up and slaps the knife away from my hand.
How dare you! How dare you put that blame on us!
Marianne did something good for once! Without batting an eye, glaring at me as if she might just rip my hand off this instant, said knife slides uselessly under the table, out of my reach. I've almost forgotten she's here, her ramblings having faded away in the shouting. Should have also expected she's not the kind to submit even under threat. Right now, all of us appear smaller, facing her anger.
Last I checked, we were only trying to save you from this!
I mean, that's fair. The gall of these people. Bloody peasants. My head's already aching just listening to their attempts to defend themselves. They take me for someone with half a brain? Should have just stabbed all of them and run for it. Doesn't help with it that each second we spend talking here, the crazier the whole place gets. One of us here in particular, without warning amidst the furor, Miss snatches the paper out of my hands. It's a miracle it didn't rip right there and there. Right there and there? But the way she glares at it, I think she may want to do exactly that.
This thing's fault! We should have gotten rid of this thing! We should have burned it at the first opportunity we got! There were children! Victims! All because they had no idea what this thing will do to them! Oh God, those poor souls! They were screaming and begging before she... This cursed thing has to go!
She's losing grip with reality, she is. Crazy woman is the last thing I want to deal with, for freak's sake. The whole world has already gone bonkers as it is. The voices have become louder and somehow sounding more vicious. The things in this room start floating, mark my words, I'll freaking flip out! And we have to skip through all of this. They're in quite a pickle. Furious, paranoid, and trapped in the mansion with people we barely knew, we threatened to take them down with him. Luckily, before the hysterical man could harm anyone. Oh! We're good ending! It's gonna go... It's just gonna keep going straight up the top until right here. They may not be thinking of it right now, but eventually they'll turn on me. Such is the nature of humans. Can't let that happen. Freak, I still have so much to do. They find a way out of this place as soon as possible if I want to stay alive. What else is the source of our problem but that sodding letter? Burning this doesn't seem sound, but who knows? I don't understand a stoof about this place. Might as well try everything, yeah? They may have a point. This question morals and judgment is right now. Whatever works. But I also happen to be the one that... Can you guys shut up? Try to talk! We're the one that makes the bloody decision, so be it. Oh yeah, I can turn my volume. Just a little. Getting tired of it. Oh wait, hold on! Hold on! It's an easy decision to make, especially with these cries growing louder. Getting tired of it, really. Simply have to act fast. Think fast. What else is figured out the root cause of our problems but that letter? No need to make things more complicated. Started from there, why won't it end there? What Min has said is true, and there's all the more reason to destroy it. Put an end to this madness before anyone can think of passing it on to someone else. Before this situation can stretch on far too long for my taste, I snatch the blasted paper away.
Give me that.
For a second, she appears offended, but I take out Mom's letter. Instead of it, shuts them all up. But I have no need for their opinion. In the next moment, I'm already setting the letter on fire. And it doesn't take too long for the thing to catch fire. It's old for heaven's sake. Wait, this works? Though I make sure none of the ashes end up on anything flammable. There'll be an inferno inside this study, with all the books and documents stored here. Not that no big flames anything to worry about in this case. In fact, in a matter of minutes, the dang thing is turned to ashes on the floor. With nothing left to burn through, the fire dies. Fades into the thin air in a whiff of smoke, leaving only the awful scent of burnt paper in the room. As the last of the paper turns into cinders, a sharp, agonized wail echoes from somewhere in this mansion, before quickly dying out, taking with her the horror she was brought upon this mansion. Slowly before her eyes, the mansion changes again. It's very anticlimactic. Blood fading away from the walls, ceilings, and the floor, returning the place to its old beauty. Gone is the darkness, quickly replaced by the artificial lights in the room. Even the smell of blood and gore has completely disappeared from the room. So the letter was actually reverse psychology. To show it to 5 people, think, oh, that's total bogus. That's just, getting more people involved. Really, you're supposed to destroy it. Perhaps the only thing undesirable after the dumbfounded looks they're giving me.
See? Wasn't that easy?
Got an achievement. Are you stuffing me? Say it's that easy, dang nimwits.
For fuck's sake, you people need to get your heads checked. How did you all make it this far in life with that kind of thinking? Well, you can all thank me later for this. You may now show yourselves out of my property before I call the police on you simpletons.
Walk out of the study without a single glance back at them. More than eager to finally get fresh air. To find their way out of this place, I'm sure. Better not catch them here again, though, or I will not be happy. It's just like, yep, I'm done. Outside, there's only silence. Oh, God. Go through all this again. I mean, oh, gosh. Sorry. Knowing the letter was the source of the whole fiasco, Luke Wright agreed with Mary Ann McCall and started burning the letter. Soon enough, the blessed thing turned to dust while the mansion returned to its usual state, freeing them. It's over. Outside, there's only silence. Let me take a drink. Deafening. Still, same hush that comes after a terrible storm has swept the countryside. And with it, from the wide open windows, the sight of the sun rising above the horizon. Ever so slowly, the sky begins to lighten before my eyes. Darkness giving way to warm morning hues, soft rays filling over the vast, expansive Luxborn's countryside. Nearby, the trees sway and rustle with the breeze, passing draft that carries even into this room from outside, enough to make me shiver. Cold enough to make me shiver. The remains of a storm that has passed. In the distance, I can hear the soft chirping of birds, while the rest of the world stirs, wakes. Dawn at last. We are free. Epilogue. Okay. That was very anticlimactic. So... There's not an epilogue mansion tree. Okay. For undisclosed reasons to the public, the mansion is put back on the market months later, while Rare Realty Corporation faced criminal charges filed by one Luke Wright. After the news of the lawsuit broke out and the realty company's declaration of bankruptcy, rumors quickly spread across Luxburn City. For those who still believe in the stories of the old, and those who know the truth, it's but a testament to the curse and the secrets of the Ermengarde Mansion is hidden for centuries. I still like that they call it Ermengarde Mansion. If there will come a time those will finally be revealed, only the hollowed halls of this mansion know. To this day, it stays silent. However, on nights when the wind howls and thunder booms across the sky, some will claim hearing of voices within, of cries and wails that fill the night and desperate calls for help for anyone who dares listen. As for those who once tread its halls... Okay. Although Luke Wright has won his legal battle with Rare Realty Corporation, another tech leak places him and Wright Enterprise under the spotlight months later. This time, however, with the then Chief Inspector Harvey Lee's sudden absence... Ooh? The businessman isn't able to escape close scrutiny. I think he's gonna be mentioned in this true ending somehow. In an investigation by LPD's... Where's the... Why don't we get an epilogue ranching tree? In an investigation headed by LPD's Detective Inspector Ashton Frey, all of Wright's Enterprise's illegal business dealings within the past years come to light. Although his involvement with other crimes is still being investigated, the disclosure has caused a huge outcry, especially from the city's business sector. Skewed on multiple grounds, the company is ultimately forced to shut down. Meanwhile, to avoid public outrage, the once affluent businessman immediately leaves the city. All of his bank accounts have been emptied, including his Luxburn apartments, leaving not a single trace or clue where he might be hiding. The last anyone has seen of the man was on a flight inbound for Ireland. Till this day, no one has heard from him, even as people from the old Wright Enterprise have all been left to deal with the aftermath. Though, over the past few months, after the situation has calmed, some have made claims of spotting him flitting in and out of the city. if only to check on those he's left behind. Months after her recovery, Marianne McCullough heads back to her homeland, ready to close a chapter of her past she had left hanging for so long. There, she visits Lorianne's grave, asking for forgiveness from the girl she once loved, something she has intentionally avoided for years. In spite of this, a definite regret still clings to her, one that has been left by what she's witnessed inside the Ermengarde mansion. She never returns to Luxborn after, leaving her interior design company in the hands of her secretary instead. But with her absence, the business eventually declines, till they are forced to shut it. Unexpectedly, she turns to music years later, hoping it'll someday drown out the voices and the gruesome memories still lingering in her head. By some stroke of luck, we did get the Luke Marianne ending. Or an unfortunate circumstance of fate, Marianne encounters Luke Wright once again, almost a year after she returned home. She meets the man in the local marketplace, newly settled, fumbling and confused. Although she's under no obligation to assist him, she reluctantly offers help after seeing him stumble on his Gaelic more times than she deems acceptable. And then it becomes a start. One thing happens after another, and somehow, nights when the memories become too unbearable for both, they're despite a night at the pub, to drink it all away, to forget. A comfort after their mutual loss. Whether it's a camaraderie that will eventually grow into something beyond friendship, only time can tell. After his success in bringing the Luxborn firm case to a close, notably, this is the last one Ashton ever handles. Did he put his hand in a ponytail? Loser! Disillusioned and burdened by the deaths of the people he failed to save, the detective ultimately gives up his badge and resigns from the police force. Although he continues to help former colleagues when requested, he prefers to stay away from the life he once lived, choosing a quiet life away from the rush and excitement he dreamed of as a child. Every now and then, people may spot him at a local pub, sharing a quiet conversation with the resident bartender, glass of liquor in hand. Didn't they say it was the last one he ever solved? But the whole Luke thing. I don't know. Although he never drinks from it, merely staring at the amber liquid before leaving the establishment without a word. Taking with him the ghosts of regret he knows he'll never be able to make up for. Is that it? Oh. I like this credit sequence, I don't know why. It's over! We've done it! We beat the game! I mean, we still have to go back. Jason... Wait, Officer Lee is the bartender and the priest? Did they reuse the same guy's sprite for 3 people? This is a song. Technical directors, John Canetta, programmers. Oh, they had 6 programmers. Huh. Creative director, project manager, right? 2 writers. Huh. Character designers. 5 character designers. That's interesting. Lead artist. Makes sense to have 1 lead artist. 2 different 2D artists. 1 3D artist. 2 animators. Sound engineers. BGM composer. Quality assurance. Interns. Wait, what do interns do? How are they different from quality assurance? VO casting and directing, Amber Lee Connors. Duelists make music. Satellite Studios. Theme songs. Letters Goodbye. I think that's the whole thing. Or maybe that's the song right now. Lone Heart Beats Trio. No, that sounds more like. Fly? Oh, there's 3 songs. Backers. Okay, this was on Kickstarter or Patreon. Yosuke Ii. I don't think that's the guy's name from Big Garage. His name's Ii, but is Eric with a K? Is it? I want to say that's Chinese, not Japanese name. Ferdinand Josepho Ferdinand. That one's long, so shut up. Some guy has 3 different names. heart. That's interesting because it ends with a name, not just heart. The nameless ninja, that's cool. W, that's pretty cool too. Christopher J. Hill. That's just a regular name. I don't know why it's about. Goodbye, 18,000. Joey No Hands. That's what they called me in high school. Third party programs. Sound effects. Fonts. Special messages. Thanks everyone for playing. Hope you enjoyed the game. It's fun being part of the production. Really appreciate the team's effort. Love you, Kylie and baby Jaden. It's a wonderful experience playing the game. I think it's playing something in Spanish. Something else in a foreign language. An avid horror fan. I'm beyond honored to be a part of such an incredible project, and I hope you enjoy the biking on the journeys with these characters. Thank you for playing. I can't read all of these. Danny is my true friend. You're terminated. I'm the winner. I'm the master of stealth. Gino is my true friend. Anna, best plot and backstory. Lenny Face. Why is it called Lenny Face? I forget. Let's go the letter page 2. The Lenny Face. No Luke X Isabella. No bye. Anna X Isabella, please. Thank you so much for playing. We hope you had a blast. Can't wait to talk to you about it. Yang Yang Mobile. And 2017 Yang Yang Mobile. All rights reserved. Oh! It's not finished yet.
Teal? Where are you, Teal? Teal? Please?
I called it.
She's here! She's still here, Teal!
Oh. Why does it say story updated with these no...
Help me! Please!
Is it gonna jump scare the screen like it did in the beginning? What, did her eyes just... Dare you. If you're reading this, that means you finished playing the game in one way or another. We thank you for the time we spent in playing the letter. This game is our passion, Patrick, more than anything. We sincerely hope we delivered and bring you a one-of-a-kind visual novel experience. The letter is, hopefully, the first of many visual novels coming from us. If you liked what we did with this game and would like to support us, please consider donating to our Patreon account. You can follow us on our social media to get the latest updates. Our usual handle is Yang Yang Mobile. Thank you so much for everything. Let's talk soon. Love, YYM team. Right. Oh, we did it! We beat it! I can stop playing now, right? Wait, no, what? Was it the true one? What? No! Yeah. I usually give my thoughts when I'm done with the game, but should I do that now? I'm just really conflicted about how I feel about this game. Like, part of me likes it, part of me doesn't like it. But, oh, miscellaneous is... Oh. Oh, she snapped her neck. Okay. I can't escape past that because I didn't notice. So I assume, unless you get like the true ending or something, Kylie dies. Right, the other one would be if Hannah isn't possessed. Okay, I see. So, yeah. That's the letter. I'll be back again for... We'll be going through chapter 1 again, and... It probably shouldn't take too long to replay the game. Especially the first few chapters, where there's not too much divergence. Although I imagine Ashton's out will be pretty long with Isabella alive. We'll be doing that Everybody Survives ending next, by the way. Just for reference. I'll see you guys then. Bye.